Big story we're tracking this evening. The government suffered a major embarrassment in the Rajya Sabha and was forced to amend the motion of thanks to the President's address. An amendment moved by Sitaram Yechury that the government had taken no steps to curb black money was adopted by the majority vote in the upper house through the fact that the government was forced to adopt the amendment does not have any constitutional implications. This is the first time that something like this has in fact happened. Well, whether it's the first time or not is still questionable. It underlines the fact that it doesn't have a majority in the upper house.
Point is that the stifling of the opposition in not allowing even to ask clarifications, to contest what was said in terms of the factual data that was presented by the Prime Minister. No, even that was not allowed. This is never done in the House. I mean, when somebody... Well, I'm telling you that confidence was created not by us or by anybody. It was created by Prime Minister and the people of the ruling party.
For more on this, we have consulting editor Rajdeep Sardesai live with us in the studio. Also joining us is executive editor Javed Ansari and Ashar Ahmed Khan. Ashar, I'd like to come to you first to ask you what exactly happened on the floor of the House. Take us through the details.
Well, it was an aggressive speech by the Prime Minister. In fact, he named a lot of opposition leaders. In between, there were a lot of leaders who were trying to bring in clarifications and ask the Prime Minister. That did not happen. After that, when the speech came to an end, the Prime Minister left the Rajya Sabha. After that, Ghulam Nabi Azad, who's the leader of opposition, wanted some clarifications, to which the chairman of Rajya Sabha, Mr. Hamid Ansari, said that there is no provision that clarifications can be sought after the Prime Minister has given the speech, because a discussion has been going on for the last 12 to 14 hours in the last 2 to 3 days.
Right.
So when the amendments came, Sitaram Yechury said that he would go through his amendments, though the Parliamentary Affairs Minister, Mr. Venkaiah Naidu, stood up and said that this is against convention. He also requested Sitaram Yechury not to go ahead, but Mr. Yechury said that the treatment met out to the opposition by the Prime Minister was something which was never seen, and he would break the convention and go in for division.
Right.
And when the division did take place, which was the right of the member, the government could only muster up around 57 votes, while the opposition unity remained intact and it had about 118 votes.
Right.
That's why the amendment was adopted.
All right, I'd like to bring in Javed at this point in time. Javed, is this in a certain sense unprecedented? Have we not seen this happen before, or has this happened a couple of times before?
Well, I can't remember. I can't recall instantly any time in the past where something like this has happened. This is unprecedented, though this does not, and we need to underline, this does not in any way affect the functioning of the government. It has no constitutional consequences, but certainly a political embarrassment, something which the government could have done without.
Huge political embarrassment, undoubtedly. Rajdeep Sardesai also live with us in the studio. Rajdeep, it is a huge loss of face for the government, as Javed just pointed out, but also reiterating in a certain sense the weak position of the government in the Rajya Sabha.
3 points, Rishika. Number one, there's still a debate whether this has happened before or not. My source is saying this is the 4th time in the history of Parliament that an amendment has been moved in the President's address, and has actually the government has been defeated on the floor of the House. So we'll have to check about the history. Javed is right, it doesn't have constitutional validity. It is a political embarrassment. Importantly, what it suggests is 2 things. A, the government doesn't have the numbers in the Rajya Sabha. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised, and Ashar could check this, I am told that even some of the BJP supporters like the Shiv Sena and the Akalis may well have voted against the government on the very issue, which was that the government has not done enough to bring back black money. So on that issue, and remember, this is an issue which is linked to the entire issue of high-level corruption. So that also makes it embarrassing. Embarrassing because you don't have the numbers, embarrassing because of the kind of issue on which you have been defeated on the floor of the House. And it does suggest that there is, within the Rajya Sabha in particular, considerable opposition to Narendra Modi. If there is one space today where Mr. Modi faces strong opposition, it is in the Rajya Sabha. In the Lok Sabha, he's been able to carry the day on most occasions, almost every occasion in fact. But in the Rajya Sabha, this is the one space that the opposition sees where they can corner the Prime Minister, which is why, as you saw, Mr. Yechury was repeatedly saying, we want to respond to the Prime Minister. Hamid Ansari didn't allow them to respond, but they are keen to embarrass the Prime Minister. Importantly, from Mr. Modi's side, it's also a sign that Mr. Modi was trying to be a little conciliatory to the opposition, which in the past has accused him of not even coming to Parliament. In this session, you're seeing Narendra Modi, both in the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, making some kind of effort to at least reach out to the opposition. So I think various signals coming out, but clearly the larger picture, the government doesn't have the numbers in the upper house of Parliament.
Well, absolutely. The government doesn't have the numbers. It's been left red-faced in the Rajya Sabha, and definitely it's a government that's on the back foot when it comes to the black money issue. Rajdeep Sardesai, Javed Ansari, Ashar Ahmed Khan, appreciate you joining me with the latest.